On June 18, 2023, 5 people boarded a small submersible to witness the remains of the Titanic, lying nearly 4,000 meters beneath the North Atlantic Ocean. But just hours into the dive, the sub, known as Titan, lost contact, and what followed was a global rescue operation that quickly turned into a recovery mission. The story made headlines, but now, new evidence reveals chilling details that raise deeper questions. How did a vessel, designed for the depths, vanish in an instant? And why did it dive despite known safety concerns? This is the complete timeline and the terrifying reality of what really happened to Titan and the people on board. The origins of the Titan trace back to OceanGate, a private deep-sea exploration company founded in 2009 by Stockton Rush. Rush, a former aerospace engineer, had a vision to make deep-sea travel more accessible and commercial. Rather than following traditional safety protocols used by government-backed submarines, OceanGate took a more experimental route, using carbon fiber and titanium to build the Titan, a combination never used before at such depths. The goal was to reach the Titanic wreck with paying tourists, offering a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but engineers and experts had long raised concerns. In 2018, a group of industry professionals warned that the vessel hadn't gone through proper certification and might pose serious risks. OceanGate, however, dismissed those warnings, citing innovation and progress over regulation. The seeds of tragedy had already been planted. Despite mounting concerns, OceanGate proceeded with multiple dives over the years, claiming success and promoting the Titan as a pioneering achievement. By 2023, several missions had been completed, but behind the scenes, technical issues persisted. Former employees, including David Lockridge, the company's director of marine operations, were reportedly fired after raising alarms about the sub's safety systems, specifically the thickness of the hull and lack of proper testing. Yet OceanGate pressed on. The June 2023 expedition included CEO Stockton Rush himself, British billionaire Hamish Harding, French Titanic expert Paul-Henri Nargeolet, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his 19-year-old son Suleiman. Days before the dive, there were technical glitches, including communications issues, but with high-profile guests on board and tight schedules, the company pushed ahead. The decision to dive wasn't just risky, it was fatal. On the morning of June 18, 2023, Titan was launched from its support ship, the Polar Prince, about 370 miles off the coast of Newfoundland. At 8 a.m., the submersible began its descent into the cold, dark depths of the Atlantic. For the first hour and 45 minutes, communication was normal, with status updates sent every 15 minutes. Then, silence. The Titan stopped responding. At first, the crew on the surface hoped it was just a temporary signal loss, but as hours passed with no contact, the situation turned dire. A massive search and rescue operation was launched involving US, Canadian, and French agencies, using sonar buoys, aircraft, and remotely operated vehicles. While the world watched in suspense, a grim clock ticked in the background. The Titan had only about 96 hours of breathable air. But what no one knew at the time, the sub had already met its fate within minutes of losing contact. In the days that followed, speculation grew. Some hoped the crew might be alive, trapped but intact, awaiting rescue. But on June 22nd, US Navy acoustic sensors revealed something ominous. An anomaly had been detected just hours after the dive began, a sound consistent with a catastrophic implosion. Shortly after, debris was found roughly 1,600 feet from the Titanic's bow. It was the shattered remains of the Titan. Experts confirmed the worst. The sub had imploded under the crushing pressure of the deep ocean, killing all 5 passengers instantly. At 3,800 meters below sea level, pressure exceeds 5,500 pounds per square inch, about 400 times the pressure we experience at sea level. Any structural weakness, even microscopic, would be fatal. The Titan didn't fail slowly, it was obliterated in milliseconds, likely without warning. But why did it implode at that moment, and what went wrong? New evidence suggests that the Titan's carbon fiber hull may have been the critical failure point. Unlike metal, carbon fiber behaves unpredictably under repeated stress. Experts now believe the material may have suffered from fatigue over multiple deep sea dives. Small fractures could have developed, too small to detect with visual inspections or basic sensors. Combined with the vessel's unconventional design, including a viewing window reportedly certified only to 1,300 meters, far shallower than Titanic depth, the risks multiplied. Internal emails and whistleblower reports revealed that even OceanGate staff had questioned the repeated use of the sub without thorough retesting. Yet, Stockton Rush remained confident, once famously stating that safety is pure waste. That mindset may have been the final, invisible crack. Ultimately, when Titan reached a certain depth on that final dive, the pressure overwhelmed its hull. The sub didn't just break, it was crushed inward instantly. The Titan had no emergency hatch that could be opened from inside and no fail-safe system to abort the dive. Even more unsettling, reports confirmed that concerns about these design flaws were known well in advance, raising serious ethical and legal questions. The implosion of Titan sparked a wave of investigations and public outcry. OceanGate quickly suspended all operations, and scrutiny intensified over the lack of regulation in private deep-sea exploration. Though debris was recovered, much of the Titan was obliterated, leaving forensic experts with limited material to analyze. The families mourn, the public reflects, and the scientific community recalibrates. Investigations are ongoing, but the narrative is clear. Titan didn't fail because we didn't know better. It failed because what we knew was ignored. As new missions are planned and new technologies developed, the lessons of Titan must echo louder than the ambition that doomed it. Exploration should inspire, not endanger. And while the deep sea holds many secrets, one truth now rises above all. No dream is worth a life, especially when the dangers are written in plain sight.